Today we're tackling something that affects a lot of us, whether we realize it or not. The euro versus the US dollar, that euro-USD matchup.
Right, always a hot topic.
It is, because, let's face it, maybe you're dreaming of that European vacation. Or have investments tied to how the euro's doing.
Makes a big difference.
Huge. Even if you're just curious about, like, the global finance game, this is where it gets real.
Absolutely where the rubber meets the road.
Exactly. So we're doing our usual thing,
Yeah.
charts, the technical stuff, but also the big picture economy, even politics.
Can't ignore that side of things.
Nope. And what we've got is, well, euro's been kind of sliding downhill lately.
Bit of a rough patch.
Yeah, but there are these little hints like maybe it's about to turn around.
Always got to watch for those signals.
That's why we're here. So charts first.
Okay.
Right. What I'm seeing on the daily euro-USD is this lower lows pattern. Like, can you explain that so anyone gets it?
Sure, imagine a slide, but instead of going up and down, each dip is lower than the last one.
Oof. Not the fun kind of slide.
Not this time. And to make things worse, it's gone below this thing called the Donchian channel.
Okay, now that sounds super technical.
It is, but think of it like guardrails on that slide we talked about.
So when it goes below, that's bad.
Yeah, means the downward momentum is strong, like the folks selling euros, the bears, they're in control right now.
Get it. So bears are winning.
Yeah.
But you said there were hints of a turnaround. What's giving us that hope?
Right, so there are these indicators, the RSI and stochastic oscillator, mouthful I know, but they're flashing oversold.
Oversold, meaning?
Think of it like a spring you push down as far as it goes. It's got to bounce back eventually, right? Doesn't guarantee the euro will reverse, but the selling pressure might be easing up.
Fingers crossed. But why is the euro down in the first place? What's dragging it down?
Multi-factor situation, but a big one is interest rates.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that matters.
It does. The U.S. Federal Reserve, the Fed, they've been raising rates faster than the European Central Bank.
So like two savings accounts, one pays more interest.
Exactly. Investors want to go where they get better returns, so they're flocking to the U.S. dollar right now.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But is it just interest rates or is there more to it?
There's more. The overall health of the economies matters, and right now, the U.S. is doing better than the Eurozone.
In what way?
Well, Europe is battling high inflation, making everything more expensive, and there's even risk of a recession, which is like an economic slowdown.
Double whammy, ouch.
Yeah, so not just better returns in the U.S., but also seems safer, more stable.
Strong economy, higher returns. U.S. dollar's looking pretty good.
It is, and then you add in the whole global uncertainty thing, and that tends to boost the dollar even more.
How so?
When things are shaky, like with the conflict in Ukraine, investors see the U.S. dollar as a safe haven.
So they run to what feels reliable.
Exactly, and that weakens the euro even further because people are selling it to buy dollars.
Okay, so we've got charts, we've got the economy, but what about politics? Does that play a role too?
Absolutely. Any instability in Eurozone governments can spook investors.
What kind of instability?
Elections, disagreements on policies, worries about too much government spending, all that impacts confidence.
So it's not just the numbers, but whether people believe in the Eurozone's leadership.
Right, it's about trust. So, to recap, charts are down, economy favors the dollar, and politics adds more pressure. What's the short-term outlook? Can those oversold hints really change things quickly?
Yeah, is there hope for the euro bouncing back soon?
Well, we might see a small bounce, just a temporary break from the downward trend, but I wouldn't bet on a huge surge.
So short term, maybe a little relief, but nothing drastic.
Exactly. The overall trend is still down,
Okay, so what about the medium term? Is the euro stuck in this rut for a while?
It really depends on those interest rates we talked about. If the Fed keeps hiking and the European Central Bank doesn't keep up, the euro will stay under pressure.
Unless something big changes in the economies themselves.
Right, like a sudden boom in the Eurozone or the U.S. slowing down significantly. Otherwise, yeah, tough times for the euro.
Okay, so medium term is all about those economic fundamentals shifting.
Pretty much.
But now, the juicy part.
Yeah.
The long-term outlook. Can anyone predict what happens to the euro way down the line?
Honestly, that's the million-dollar question.
No crystal ball?
Nope. Will the Eurozone get inflation under control? Can they boost their economy? And what about global risks? Do they get better or worse? So many moving parts.
It's like a giant puzzle, and we're missing some pieces.
Exactly. That's what makes it so fascinating to watch.
It does. So we've gone from charts to economies to global events. Quite the journey.
It's all connected.
It is. Seems like the euro has a tough road ahead, but those little hints of a bounce and the long-term mystery, Keeps things interesting.
Definitely. Shows how dynamic the currency world is, always changing.
Okay, so final thought to leave everyone with.
Well,
If the Eurozone pulls off a miracle, inflation tamed, economy booming, could the tables turn?
you never know. It's happened before.
Right. It's all about how those pieces fall into place. Great insights. Thanks for joining us on this EUR USD deep dive.